Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good. His mercies are everlasting, and his truth endureth into all generations. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Early Morning Word from One Church. I'm your host for this edition, John Godbolt, and it is a crowd-pleasing pleasure to be able to come your way and share with you a nugget from the Word of God. Now, I want you to move the stone. Before we get into that, please like this, share this, subscribe, follow us, and visit us at One Church, 918 Person Street in the city of Fayetteville. Go to our website at onechurchcf.com. That's the number one, churchcf.com. And just peruse through it and see what we're doing. We want to be a blessing to those in our community and around the world. Now, we read in John chapter 11, verse 39, where Jesus said to them, move away the stone, take away the stone. Now, we know the rest of the story, right? That Martha started saying to him, Lord, by now he stinketh. He's been dead for 4 days. Many times, we're too busy arguing with the word or what the word tells us to do rather than accepting it. Because when we accept and do what the word tells us to do, there's a great miracle behind it. A lot of things in our lives are held up because of the stone that we have in the way. Stone of offense, stone of bitterness, stones of rejection, stones of non-compliance, all kinds of stones in our lives. And Jesus is saying to us, you move the stone and I'll give you a miracle. Not too long ago, a good friend of mine and I had a different view on a certain concept. We were on different ends of the spectrum over this thing. But you know what we did not allow? That one thing to separate us as friends. We made an individual choice. So what, we disagree on that? One of us is right, maybe both of us are wrong. Who knows? But one thing about it is for sure, we're not going to let our friendship be destroyed. I'm telling you, Martha had to look at herself and scratch her head and say, wait a minute, there's no way in the world he can come alive after all of this. He's stinking by now. Yet God is saying to us, too often we are too deep in our emotions. That's one of the things that we live in a society today that is so full of emotional upheavals and running from the emotional side of their brains that they cannot be logical. And when you live that way, it's hard to reason through or walk by faith. Same people who have this emotional upheaval will walk away from good jobs, good relationships, good churches over one thing. Martha stood there and scratched her head, proverbially. She didn't really scratch her head, but she was standing there wondering, wait a minute, how can this be? If we do this, what's going to happen? And Jesus is saying, move away the stone and I'll show you a miracle. The same people who will walk away from a ministry, a relationship, a marriage, a job, a church over one thing will still go to a restaurant and eat that has a grade rating of 92. You'll eat there. But leave a church where the leader is teaching it, working with you over one thing. It's amazing, isn't it? We are people today that need to start hearing the word of God. And looking at this lesson here, how many miracles, it makes me wonder, how many miracles have we missed? How many awesome things God wants to do for us, and yet we won't remove the stone. You know how we move the stone? We move the stone by repenting, by acknowledging that we're the one with the problem, not Jesus. The Christ, the Word is telling us, move away the offense, move away the thought, move away the thing that's blocking you from getting the miracle I want to give you. And guess what's going to happen? You'll see me do things you've never seen before. So today, do what you can. Do what is possible. Watch God do the impossible.